Welcome, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are about to see a tale of love and tragedy. The words that our players speak this night were penned by me, William Shakespeare, of the court of Queen Elizabeth, the greatest English monarch of all time. She's going to honor us with her presence tonight. Ah, she comes, to your feet, and bow before the good Queen Bess. O Queen of Queens, how far thou you to sail? No thought can think, nor tongue can tell.
Thank you, Sir William, and just what are we seeing this night? The words of magic that you have penned for us will surely earn you the title, the world's greatest dramatist. Why, it is rumored that only the Bible is read more than the words of great Sir William.
Indeed, this may be true, but it may be because of the sheer number of plays I've produced. 37 to be truthful, not to mention my poem and sonnets. But tonight, my queen, you'll be feasted royally, for we are going to see one of my favorite comedies.
Very good, but first, what is the state of London this fine evening? Are my sea rovers still out exploring?
Of course, Sir Walter Raleigh and Sir Francis Drake shall be back to London soon, with tales of new adventures and new lands and wealth for you.
I shall be eager to hear of their travels. And London, is it as always busy and crowded?
Oh yes, my queen, they estimate London to be 200,000 by now, and 3,000 of them are here in the famous Globe Theatre, 1,000 groundlings standing in the yard, and 2,000 seated in the galleries. Well, I've never seen such a fine audience.
Sir William, your words weave such magic. I am especially fond of your famous lines. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women are merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts.
My lady, if words do please, then I'm greatly honored that you'll especially enjoy my play, A Midsummer Night's Dream.
We encourage you to laugh during our performance of this wonderful comedy. Please make sure your cell phones are set to silent mode during the performance. Now shall I say, on with the show.
Welcome to the royal palace of ancient Athens. Our ruler is the Duke, Theseus, a famous and very popular leader. Watch closely for this day, for the sights you are about to see may trick the eye, and beware, for the setting of the sun, for as the moon rises, those creatures who live behind our vision will appear.
Maybe 4 days will be sleep themselves in the night. Maybe 4 nights will be dreamless nights. And then the moon, like to a silver bell now bent, shall behold the night of our wedding. We shall stir up with any Midsummers. Awake the curtain of the spirit of mirth, turn melancholic forth of funerals, the pale companioness of our pomp.
In the city of Athens, there is a law which gives the parents the power of compelling their daughters to marry whomever they wish them to marry. If the daughter refuses to marry the person her parents have chosen to be her husband, the parents are empowered by this law to cause her to be put to death. Parents would often threaten their daughters with the terrors of this law, even though most do not desire to be the cause of their own daughter's death. But on this day, we meet Aegea.
Happy species are now, Duke.
Thanks, good Geo. What can I do?
Full of vexation, I come with complaint against my daughter, Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius. My lord has been hath to consent to marriage. Stand forth, Lysander, and my gracious Duke, is to bewitch the heart of my daughter, make an ancient law to Athens, that she is denied the way Demetrius.
What say you, Hermia? Who be advised, fair maid? To you, your mother should be as a god, one that composed your beauties, one who has upon her left by her intention, and within her power to leave the figure or disfigure. Demetrius is a worthy fellow.
So is Lysander. In himself he is, but in this time he went to your father was the other. I wish my mother looked, but with my eyes.
Rather, your eyes need a pure judging look.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I may bold, but I beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me. In this case, if I refuse to marry Demetrius,
Either to die to death or to forever feel the society of men. Therefore, good Hermia, question your desire. No, do you condemn well with blood?
my blood will do an nunnery before I ever marry a man I do not love. My soul consents not to give sovereign upon the fellowship. Upon that day you were prepared to die the death of disobedience to your father's will, or else wed Demetrius and Timothy, or on Diana's altar swear to single life.
We want sweet Hermia and Lysander. You like praise title of my servant rights.
Demetrius, you have her mother's love. Let me have Hermia's. You marry her.
Scornful Lysander, she hath my love. What is mine? My love shall render, and she is mine and all my rights of her. I do estate unto Demetrius.
For you, fair Hermia, find a way to fix your fences to your mother's will, or else the law of Athens will you up, which by no means may be extinguished death or vow single life.
Demetrius and you, come along. I must employ you with some business concerning my house.
With duty we follow you.
The course of true love never did run smooth. Therefore, hear me. I have a widow aunt who has no child and regards me as her only son. Her house is 7 leagues from Athens. There I will marry thee, and the sharp Athena law cannot pursue us. If thou love me, then slip out of thy father's house tomorrow night, and in the wood, and leave outside of town. I'll wait for thee. Look, here comes Helena.
Godspeed, fair Helena. You call me fair. Demetrius loves your beauty, not mine. Oh, teach me how you sway Demetrius' heart. The more I hate him, the more he follows me.
The more I love him, the more he hates me.
His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
How much your beauty with the fault of mine?
Take comfort. He no more shall see my face. Lysander and I shall fly away from this place.
Helena will tell you of her secret. Tomorrow night we have decided to skip through Athens gates and the wood.
In the wood, where you and I often played, there, my Lysander and myself shall meet. Farewell, sweet playfellow, pray for us, and grant me thy Demetrius. Oh, how happy they both are, who at Athens I have thought as fair as she. But what of that Demetrius thinks not so? I shall tell him of their flight, so at least for this intelligence, and I'll have this.
I thought the elopement was to be a secret. Helena's decision to tell Demetrius what she knows is certainly ungenerous. I am not sure why she has chosen this course, except for the pure pleasure of following the man she loves into the wood. For she doth know that Demetrius will go in pursuit of Hermia. Now here is an interesting collection of humans. These are the workmen of Athens. They are preparing an interlude or short comic play to be performed before Theseus and Hippolyta in the evening after their marriage. The workers have agreed to meet and to pass out parts to set the time for rehearsal. Peter Quince, a carpenter, is in charge, but it is not easy dealing with these miscreants. He meets with nothing, mainly but objections, mainly from the most obnoxious fellow named Nick Bottom.
First, good Peter Quince, say what the play is about, then read off the names of your actors.
Our play is the most lamentable comedy and most cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe.
A very good piece, I assure you. Now, Peter Quince, go forth your actors.
Answer as I call you. Nick Bottom, Leader.
Ready? And what partner must I to play?
You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus.
Who is Pyramus? A lover or a tyrant?
It is a lover that kills himself most gallantly for love.
Well, I would be better in the role of tyrant. I could play Hercules, a very lover, but I'd also be good as a lover.
Francis Luke Bellsman, you must take Thisbe as your role. What is Thisbe? A wandering knight? It is a lady that Pyramus must love. Nay, Faith, let me have to play a woman, for I'm a beer coming in. That doesn't matter. You shall play in the mask, and you must be as small as you can.
If I may hide my face, let me play Thisbe too. I'll speak in a monstrous little voice.
No, you could play Pyramus and Flute. You play Thisbe.
Well, proceed.
Thomas now the tinker.
Here, Peter Quince.
You play the wall. Snug the joiner. You the lion's part.
Have you the lion's part written? For if you do, give it to me, for I am a slow studying.
Let me play the lion's part too. I will roar. Roar! And it would have any man talk good, so hear me.
You You can play no part of the pyramids.
If Bottom has his way, they won't need anyone else for a part. As you can see, the workmen continue to argue about their parts. Play until they decide, As you can see, the workmen continue to argue about their parts they play until all is decided. They agree to meet in the forest to rehearse. This just happens to be the same forest in which Lysander and Hermia have agreed to meet.
This aforementioned forest also happens to be the favorite haunt of those little beings, like us, known by the name of fairies. There is indeed a whole kingdom of fairies with a king called Oberon and a queen called Titania. Each is attended by many spirits.
Ah, spirits, who ever wonder you? We do wander everywhere. So through the moon sphere, and I do serve my fairy queen. I shall go see some dewdrops, and I have drawn every dog that's here. Farewell, we'll be gone. Our queen and all her elves are here soon.
The king don't keep his rebels here tonight. Taking the kingdom has not been in sight. For Oberon is full of wrath because she had a lovely Indian boy stolen from an Indian king. And jealous Oberon was a child. Now they never meet, but they can fight. And all their elves from here even to acorn cups and hide there. Either I mistake the shape and make you quiet, or else you are that shrewd and native spirit called Robin Hood. Are you that he who frightens the maidens of the village, and love that sometimes labor in the word? And bootless make the breathless housewife turn? Make the drink bear no barn, mislead the night wonders, laughing at their harm? Those that hobgoblin call you.
And speak up, you need a record. Are you not me?
Thou speakest all right. I am a merry wonder of the night. I just Oberon make him smile. Moon room fairies, here comes Oberon.
And here is my mistress. I wish he were gone.
Thy lord.
Then I must be thy lady. Never since the middle summer spring met we on hill and dale or forest, but with thy brawls thou hast disturbed our sports. Therefore the spring, the summer, the chilling autumn and angry winter will change their appearance, and the amazed world knows not which seasons which. All these evils come from our winds.
You admit it then. The fault lies with you. Why should Titania cross her Oberon? I do beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Set your heart at rest. The fairy lamb finds not the child of me. His mother was my dear friend, and for her sake, wherever boy, and for her sake, I will not part from him.
How long within this wood do you intend to stay?
Perhaps till Theseus' wedding day, if you will patiently dance in our round and see our moonlight revels, go with us. If not, shun me, and I will spare your haunts.
Give me that boy, and I will go with thee.
Not that I care for your kingdom. Fairies, away! We shall only argue more if I stay longer.
Well, Titania, go thy way. Thou shalt be sorry for this. My gentle pup, come hither. Fetch me that flower, the herb I showed thee once. The juice of it on sleeping eyelids allayed will make any man or woman fall in love with the next creature it sees. Let me disturbed, and be thou here again quickly. I'll put a groom around about here in 40 minutes.
Now Oberon's plan is to squeeze a drop of the flower's liqueur on Titania's eyelids while she is sleeping, knowing that when she awakens and looks upon anything, be it lion, bear, wolf, bull, or meddling monkey, she shall pursue it with the soul of love. Later, by offering to remove the spell with another herb, he can blackmail her into giving him the boy.
But who comes here? I'm invisible, and I will overhear their conference.
I love thee not, therefore pursue me not.
not seek my Hermia.
You draw me like a magnet, leave your power to draw, that shall have no power to follow thee.
Do I not speak fairly to you? Do I not entice you? Or rather, in plain truth, do I tell you that I do not, nor cannot love you?
And even for that, do I love you more? Demetrius strike me, neglect me, strike me, only give me permission to follow thee.
Tempt not too much the hatred of my spirit, for I am sick when I look upon you.
And I am sick when I don't look upon you.
I'll run from you and hide in the bushes and leave thee to the mercy of the wild beasts.
The wild path has not to the heart of you.
I will not stay. Let me go. And I tell you, do not follow me.
I, in the town, in the field, I follow thee. Fare thee well, young woman. Before he leaves this grove, thou shalt run from him, and he shall seek thy love, the flower. Ah, here it is. I know a bit, for the wild time blows, where the oxlids and the nodding violet grows. But there sleeps Titania sometime of the night. And with the juice of this, I'll strain her eyes, and her life shall be filled with hateful fantasies.
But Oberon also decides that he can use some of the pansy juice on the young Athenians he has just witnessed and change their personalities. He decides it would be quite delightful for Helena to be fleeing from Demetrius. Oberon gives instructions to Puck to anoint the eyes of a young Athenian lad who will be sleeping in these woods, so that upon awakening the fellow will fall in love with the woman he now scorns.
And fear not, my lord, your servant shall do so. Come, around, Lord fairy song. Sing me now a sing, then to your offices and thy heroes. You spotted snakes with double tongues, thorny hedgehogs be not seen, newts and blind worms do no wrong. Come not near our fairy queen. Weaving spiders, come not near, hence you long like spinners hence. Beetles black approach not near, worms nor snails do no offense. Philomel with melody, singing our sweet lullaby, never harm nor spell nor charm. So come, our lovely lady night, and good night with lullaby. Insulated will always love one of them sings something else.
Our fairy queen rests peacefully, but here comes Oberon sneaking into the queen's bower. He squeezes the pansy nectar upon Titania's eyelids, casting a spell upon her. At last, here comes Lysander and Hermia. They certainly look tired and weary. It's obvious they have lost their way.
Their love you fate was wandering in the wood, and to tell the truth, I have lost our way. We will rest here, Hermia, if you think it best, and wait for the comfort of the day.
Be it so, Lysander. Find yourself a bed, for I upon this bank will rest my head.
Sleep, give all thee his rest.
Good night. Through the forest I have gone, but in the Indian found I am none on whose eyes I might lead this flower's magic. But who is here? Clothes of Athens he doth wear. This is he, my master said, who despised the Athenian maid, and here the maiden sleeps soundly on the dirty ground. Upon the islands I throw all the power this charm doth owe. So awake when I am gone, for I must now to Oberon.
But things might not turn out as Puck and Oberon have planned, for here comes Demetrius, still being followed by a very weary and depressed Helena.
Stay sweet, Demetrius.
I charge thee hence. Get away and do not haunt me thus.
Oh, so leave me? Do not so.
Stay on thy peril. I alone will go.
Oh, I gotta drive for this chase. Lysander? On the ground? Dead or asleep? I see no blood, oh, no wound. Lysander, if you live, good sir, awake! Oh, and run from fire I will for thy sweet sake, fair Helena. Where is Demetrius? He shall perish on my sword. Do not say so, Lysander, say not so. Hermia still loves you, then be content.
Content with Hermia? I do repent the tedious minutes I have spent with her. It is Helena
Titane. You do me wrong. Fare you well. I got a portrait gentleman. Helena! Help me, Lysander, help me! What a dream was here! Pull the serpent from my dress. Lysander, look how I do quake with fear. Methought a serpent ate my heart away, as you sat smiling. Lysander? Gone? No sound, no word? Aloud, where are you? Speak if you can hear. I almost faint with fear. Either death or I will find you immediately.
Things are really getting confusing in these woods, but the mischievous magic is only just beginning. Back in the glade where Titania lies sleeping, the rehearsal of Pyramus and Thisbe by Peter Quint and his fellow workmen has just begun, when they run into trouble. As usual, Nick Bottom is causing problems. He keeps interrupting the rehearsal with misgivings about the action of the play. As they argue and rehearse, Puck will come in unseen by the workmen and listen, all the while plotting more mischief.
Oh, what have we here? So near the cradle of the fairy queen? What a play and rehearsal! I'll listen and be an actor too. Perhaps if I see it by. Speak, Pyramus. Thisbe, stand forth.
This the flower, Sabers.
No.
So have my breath, my dear, sweet. But what? Stay down. I will see.
A stranger Pyramus than ever been here. Must this be now? You must.
It is a shame that Bottom cannot see himself, for he is completely unaware of his transformation. So when his friends run off frightened of him, he thinks his fellow actors are playing a trick on him.
Why did I? This is the name to make me afraid. Oh, fine. What do I do? What? Who you?
Bless thee, thou art
I see their knavery, just to make an ass of me, to frighten them, if they could. But I will not step from this place. I will walk up and down, and I will sing to show that I am not afraid. The owls will not so glad of you.
But Bottom's terrible singing is harsh upon Titania's ears. She awakens, and of course, the first creature she sees is the transformed Bottom.
What angel wakes me from my flower bed? I pray thee, just sing again.
With oars body
My ears marching near my layers, and my eyes round by thy shape. And thy beauty doth put me on the first view to swear I love thee.
Methinks, mistress, you should have little reason for that. And yet, to say the truth, reason and love keep little company nowadays. The more the pity.
Oh, why thou art beautiful.
Not so neither. But if I had wit enough, I'd get out of this wood.
Out of this wood is not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here, whether thou wilt or no. I do love thee, therefore go with me. I give thee fairies to attend thee. They shall fetch the jewels from the deep and sing while thou art fast.
Titania soon calls all her fairies to attend Bottom and lead him to her power. Bottom seems to take it all in stride. He has such a good opinion of himself that nothing, absolutely nothing, surprises him.
Be kind and courteous to the children. Feed him apricots and dewberries.
Oberon that he has broken up the rehearsal of the players and scattered the actors, that he has changed Bottom into a man with an ass's head. And his best achievement, he has caused Titania to fall in love with the ass-headed Bottom.
This falls out better than I would planned. But has our man left Athenian's eyes with blood juice as I told you to do? I did while he was sleeping, and the Athenian woman by his side, that when he wakes by force, she must be I. Stand close, this is the same Athenian. This is the woman, but this is not the man.
Oh, why rebuke me when I love you so?
If thou hast slain Lysander in his sleep, why did not even kill him too? Why would you have left to sleep with Hermia? It cannot be, but thou hast murdered him. Good Demetrius, wilt thou give him to me?
I would have given his carcass to my house.
Out, dog! Out, cur! You drive me past the bounds of a maiden's patience. Oh, once tell true, for my sake, hast thou killed him sleeping?
No, I am not guilty of Lysander's blood, and nor is he dead. For all I know, there is no following her into this fierce vein. Therefore, for a while, I will remain.
This falls. What hast thou done? This. You made a mistake. This is left turn 2, not left turn something. I'm sorry, Master. Can this be
Oberon bids Puck to seek out Helena and bring her to him. Obediently, Puck flits away, and Oberon drops the juice of the purple flower on Demetrius' eyes, and pronounces a spell which will restore his love he once had for Helena.
Captain of our fairy bands, Helena has here at hands, and the youth, mistook by me, a bleeding for love. And shall we their fond pageant see, Lord, what fools these mortals be! Stand aside, this is the noise they make because Demetrius is late, and then we'll 2 and 2, and 1 to 1. And those things do best please me to come about their mischief. Why should you think that I woo and scorn? When I vow, I plead. You do dare to mock me more and more. Your vow to Hermia, you only love her. No, Demetrius loves her, and he loves not you.
Oh, Helena, God is perfect divine. To what shall I compare? Oh, let me kiss you.
Oh, spite, I see you're all but to kiss me.
It looks like Helena is dismayed over what has happened. When we first met her, she was sad that no one loved her. Now she doesn't know what to do with the 2 ardent suitors. As she is trying to find a solution to her monstrous problem, Hermia enters. It should be very interesting to watch.
Alexander, bound? Why did you leave me so unkindly? Why should I stay when love doth call me? Why do you see me? Do you not see the hate I bear made me leave you so? You speak not as you think. It cannot be. Though she's one of the Confederacy. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid. Is all of it you forgotten? Have you conspired with these men, swear your poor friend? It is not good. I'm amazed at your passionate words. I scorn you not. It seems you scorn me. Have you not said Lysander and sworn to follow me and praise my eyes and face? And since your other love Demetrius, call me his goddess hers divine. It is misery to love and be unloved. This you should pity rather than despise. I understand not. What do you mean by this? That's right. Keep up the show. Counterfeit, sad looks, make faces upon me when I turn my back. Wink at each other, make jest of me. If you have any pity, grace, or manners, you do not tease me so. But fare you well. 'Tis fault. Stay gentle, Helena. Hear my excuse. My life, my soul. Oh, excellent. Sweet, do not tease her so.
If she cannot entreat, I can compel.
Thou canst compel any more than she entreats. I love Helena, by my life I do. I will prove any man false that says I love me not.
I can love her more than he can do.
If you goes the game. Now I see that she has made a container between our structures. How low I am painted maple. Speak! How low am I? Not yet so low that my nails could eat you to the eye! I pray you, dismiss. Let her not hurt me. When she is angry, she is keen and shrewd. She was a mason when she went to school, and though she be but little, she is fierce. Little again? Nothing but low and little. Why do you let her insult me so? Let me at her. Your hands are quicker for fray. My legs are longer, though, to run away. I'm amazed you know not what to say.
Now, Oberon and Puck have been listening to all of this confusion, and Oberon blames Puck for all of these mistakes. He thinks there has been too much deliberate mischief-making. Puck swears that it was a genuine mistake, though he admits he is not sorry. Since he has thoroughly enjoyed the mortal squabbles, Oberon decides to set things right, both in Fairyland and on Earth. He does this by first ordering Puck to lead Lysander and Demetrius around and through the woods, then puts the herb on Lysander's eyes to remove the spell, so that all 4 young Athenians will return to Athens happy and uncertain whether troubles be real or dreams.
Oh, weary-eyed, a long and tedious night, the faint thy hours, shine heavens from east, that I shall return to Athens before daylight, and sleep that sometimes shuts up sorrow, still me a while from my old age. Yet but 3, and come one more, and 2 of both kinds to make up 4. Here she comes, accursed and sad. Cupid is a knavish lad, got a snake, poor feet in his mouth. Never so weary, never so in woe, bedabbled with the dew, and torn with briars. I can know for the crop, know for their bow. My legs can keep no pace with my desires. Here will I rest me till the break of day, heaven shield thy Lysander, if heaven pray. On the ground, sweet sound. I am quiet dear, I am gentle love remedy. Oh, when thou wakest, thou takest true delight in thy sight of thy former lady's eyes. And Jack shall have Jill, and naught shall go ill, and all shall be well.
Meanwhile, back at Titania's bower, things are getting very interesting.
I'm sitting down upon the spider, while I, like a deep boy, sing master in my smooth head, and kiss our fair hearts with my little
Where is Peace Blossom and Mom?
Ready?
Scratch my head, Peace Blossom. Where are the cobweb sugar?
Ready?
Where is mustard seed? Nothing but some Peace Blossom and cobweb and sugar. I must to the barber, for methinks I am marvelous hairy about the face, and I am such a tender jackass, if my ears are tickling me, I must scratch.
Wilt thou hear something, my sweet love?
I have reasonable reason. Let's hear some music.
Or say, what thou desirest to eat, my sweet love?
Truly a peck of good dry oats. For methinks I have a great desire for a bottle of it. Good egg, sweet egg.
I have a venturous fare that shall seek this world and
Whoa.
venture.
I had rather have a handful or 2 of dried peas. But I pray you, let none of your people stir me, for I have an exposition of sleep coming upon me.
Sleep thou while I wind me in my arms. Fairies, be gone, be never away. Oh, how I love thee, oh, how I love thee.
But here comes Oberon. Although he finds the picture of the fairy queen with her arms around an ass very humorous at first, he begins to pity Titania. He tells Puck that he must return Bottom to his original shape as he removes the magic spell from Titania.
Now, my Titania, thank you, my sweet queen. My Oberon, what visions have I seen? Methought I was ever to an ass. Bitter lies and love. How came these things to Denmark. I do hear the morning mark. Then, my queen, in silence sad, trip we after night's shade. We the globe can compass soon, swifter than the lumbering moon.
Come, my lord, and enterprise. Tell me how it came this night that I, sleeping throats found, with these mortals on the ground.
As Oberon leads Titania away, he explains the whole mix-up. All of Athens gathers for a royal hunt. Theseus sees the sleeping youth and calls a huntsman to awaken them. Theseus remembers that this is the day Hermia is to make her decision about the marriage to Demetrius. He asks them how they all got there together like friends. Lysander tries to explain, but is a bit confused himself. Aegea demands he be punished for blocking Hermia's marriage to Demetrius. Then Demetrius speaks up.
My lord, I in fury followed on Zeus wood, and Helena followed me. But by some power my love for Hermia is melted as the snow. My object and pleasure of mine eyes over you, Helena. I love her and will evermore be true to her.
Enough. My lord, they have stolen away Demetrius, thereby defeated you and me. You and your wife, and me and my consent that she should be your wife.
Dear mother, God forgive me. I think this was more than enough. These troubles shall be turned in. We will hold the feast. Come, Lord.
When my view comes, call me, and I will answer. Hi-ho! Peter Quint, Blue, the bell is thundered. They stole away and left me asleep. I've had an almost rare dream. Me thought it was
All the Athenians gather together for a threefold marriage. The workers have assembled ready to present their play for the festivities. If you look closely, I'm sure you'll see the guests from the fairy kingdom as well.
Tis strange, my Jesus, the story that these lovers tell.
Not strange and true. I never believed these fairy stories. It was only their imagination. Little friends, come now. What mass, what dance shall we have? Where is our usual dinner? What revel is there no play?
Here is a list. Make choice of what we shall see first.
Athenians Greek and young princes and love the chief. Very just of birth. Married and judgment, genius and bruce. What are they then?
Hearken and men over the houses here.
I will hear that way. Whenever anything could be amiss for simple sweet bring them in.
So please agree. The prologue is ready.
Let them approach.
Gentles, perhaps you wonder at this show, but wonder on. Till truth make all things stand. Plain, this man is Pyramus, if you would know. This beauteous lady is Thisbe. This man doth present a wall, that vile wall, and through the wall she cracks poor souls, they are contemptuous. This man with a lantern presents moonshine. For by moonshine did these lovers think to meet at Ninus' tomb. There too. This grisly beast lying by name, by night, leads her away, and as she fled her mantle she did let fall. Anon comes Pyramus, sweet youth and tall, finds the trusty Thisbe's mantle stained. Whereupon, with his sword, he bravely stabbed himself. And Thisbe, tearing all her face, his dagger drew and died. For all the rest, that lion's moonshine and lovers slain at Larch's wood, while here they do remain.
I wonder if the lion speaks.
In this statement included dark fall that I will not the name present a wall. And such a wall that hiding in a cranny called crag, in which lovers, Pyramus and Thisbe, did for often secret.
Pyramus draws me the wall.
I fear my Thisbe's promises forgot. And now, oh wow, oh sweet, oh lovely wall, that stands between her father drowned in mine. deceiving me.
Well, methinks being sensible should curse back at him.
No, in truth, sir, it should not. Deceiving me is cute. She is to enter now. She is to enter now. I am the spider through the wall. It will fall back as I told you. Yonder she comes. Oh, yes, now. Where's my mom? Her punishment, dear me. I often share you with the heart. Kiss thy stones. I see a voice, and I shall grab this pie, and I see my Disney. And here's my Disney. My love, I'm King. Say Vanilla, I am my husband. Oh, kiss me through all this vile wall. Kiss my wall. Wilt thou at any soon meet me straight away? Try then, I come to you.
This have I won my part discharged, and we have done the swat away from the
This is the silliest stuff I've ever heard.
Shush, here comes your local beast, a moon and a lion.
Young ladies, you who fear the smallest monstrous mouse that creeps on the floor, do not quake and tremble when lying doth for it. For I, Snug the Joiner, am not really a lion at all. For if I was a real lion, there's pity on my lion.
A very gentle beast of good conscience. Let us listen to the moon.
This lantern doth illumine the present. Myself the man in the moon do seem to be.
This is the greatest error of all the rest. The man should be put into the lantern. How is it else the man in the moon?
All I have to say is to tell you, the lantern is the moon. I, the man in the moon.
Solid, here comes Disney. This is only soon. Where is my love? Well, rest me. Well, shall do.
Sweet moon, I thank thee. I thank thee for shining so bright, for thy gracious golden glittering beams. I trust to take truth of Disney sight. But what a sight! What dreadful doll is here? What dreadful doll is here? Thy mantle stained with blood! Approach, ye furies! Oh, make freshmen bloom!
The passion and the death of a good friend could go near and the man was sad.
Come, tears confound! Outsword and wound love friends appear into the heart doth pop. And now I must die! I must. Now I am dead. Wait, die!
With the help of a surgeon, he might have recovered.
How chance moonshine is last more than it comes back and finds her lover.
She will find you by starlight. Here she comes, day to play.
I hope she will be great. She has spied already with those sweet eyes.
What do I see here? Are you dead? It's all right. Speak, speak. Wait, come on. Oh, Through the house give glimmering light, every elf and fairy sprite. Sing this ditty after me and dance it trippingly.
Hand in hand in fairy race, let us sing in pleasant strains.
Trip away, make no stay, meet ye all by break of day. If we shadows have offended, think with this, and all is mended. And that you have a slumber here, well, these fishes did appear. And this weak and idle theme, no more yielding than a dream. And gentles do not reprehend, if you pardon, we will mend. And as I'm an honest pup, if we have unlocked, now escape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long. Else the cut of a wire call, so good night unto you all. Give me your hand if we be friends, and Robin will restore amends.
Well, Sir Shakespeare, your play was most entertaining, but I'm in need of a refreshment. Are the peddlers about outside the theater? I've heard they can be found in the streets selling apples, oranges, tarts, and even marround candy.
My lady, please take my arm and let us sojourn outside, where I might please thy taste buds with sweet treats and thy ears with sweet words.
We thank you for coming to see our performance of this wonderful comedy. We hope you enjoyed it.
We would now like to take the time to introduce you to our outstanding cast. Queen Elizabeth and narrator Mariah Brown.
Shakespeare and narrator Noah Shaft. From the royal palace of ancient Athens comes Theseus Corbin Johnson. Hippolyta Renee Mendoza. Aegea Kenna Roden. Lysander Rhett Manor. Hermia Ava Walker. Demetrius Ian Kowalczyk. Helena Braylon Hamilton. Hailing from the mystical fairy forest, we have Moth Kaylin Flood. Cobweb Carlin Page. Mustard Seed Aaron Schindler. Peas Blossom Ava Overstreet. Sugar Plum Caitlin Barnhart. Titanium Natalie Jameson. Oberon Scarlett Duke. Puck Victoria Watson.
And finally, the acting troupe that brought you the most lamentable play of Pyramus and Thisbe. Tom Snout, The Wall, Alex Hernandez. Snug the Lion, Lincoln Mullins. Robin Starvelling, the Moon, Trey Williams. Francis Blue, Disby, Angel Gonzalez. Peter Quince, Miles Wiggins. Nick Bottom, Joe Shiflett. We thank you all so much for coming to see our play. We hope you enjoyed it. We welcome you to take pictures on the stage before you go.